Welcome back to Burden, a muddy spot under the boot of the Gohomian army. If you have a sword, you best know when to draw it. If you have money, you've probably left. And if there's someone you trust in this forgotten place, you hold on to them. We're all just trying to make it here, and maybe we ain't looking too close about what you gotta do to be good in a place like Burden.
Dumb and Dragons. Dumb and Dragons. Dragons. Dragons and Dumb and Dragons. Dumb, 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 dumb.
I had just taken a drink.
Did I just sing a duet with Dominic Monaghan, guys?
Yeah, that totally counts. Yeah. Hey, welcome everyone to Dom and Dragons, the podcast where Helpful Go Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan. I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm not alone. With me, as always, is the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Go to Galway, playing the turtle druid Mikek Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena, playing the Azamar warlock Elifire.
Hi.
Adam, playing the Bugbarian Connie Demure.
Thank you, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Solid. And, of course, Dominic Monaghan playing the halfling monk Kryon Fane.
What's up, friends?
Awesome. How's everyone doing? Doing okay tonight? We're doing good.
Well, you guys know about this because we've been chatting for half an hour before this began. I've been having a couple of little gremlin-y moments today. I accidentally booted myself off of my League of Legends account and can't sign myself back in, and then my mouse stopped working, and then my mic wouldn't work. But I feel like when these things happen, if they all happen at the same time and you just get through it, you just power through it, then, tomorrow you have less chance of those things occurring. So positive mindset, right?
Positivity. I love it. Positivity.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we are on Twitch tonight live, and we're going to be recording an edited version of a podcast that will eventually come out. But tonight is live and raw. So there might be a whole bunch of weird things that happen that you all in the chat will be privy to that we may edit out for the final thing. So bear with us if we have a weird little sound hiccup or if we have an odd, technical issue.
Dog takes out a router.
Dom takes out, I think Dom takes out
a router. I wasn't funny. Don't put that evil on him.
Dom comes over to my house, just rips the router out of the wall.
Hey, I wouldn't put it past me with the day that I've had today. I might start ripping my own router out in a minute.
Nice. Yep. And so a couple awesome thank yous to Sam Winnie, who wrote the theme song Beasts of Burden that you just heard, and wrote something else for this evening that I won't quite give away yet.
Which he told me to tell everyone he's very excited about.
And we're all very excited about.
Nice.
And to Monty, at Miraculous Monty on Twitter, for the amazing cute art that is just so great. Thank you so much, Monty, as well. All right. Well, then, without further ado, maybe we begin tonight's episode of Dom and Dragons. After defending themselves from the demon beast, this motley crew carefully made their way into town, into the square itself, where they heard some demonic creatures had a member of the town, Rose. In fact, the former leader of Elif's gang. After a brilliant and tough fight with this creature that was hunting someone named Grom Catchery, the group was thanked rigorously by the town. They lifted Elif and Kryon up on their shoulders, danced around, even in the midst of dark and stormy rain and a bit of distant thunder. You've all been placed back down on the ground now. The town has rallied around you, but because it's storming, you've all kind of taken to the overhanging eaves of nearby buildings to get out of the rain. What is it all of you would like to do?
Well, can I ask a time dependent question at this point?
Oh, sure.
Do we get the opportunity to level up based on our incredible performance in the last
You
skirmish?
absolutely do. Absolutely.
Is it as a noob? Is it? I mean, I'm kind of asking a rhetorical question here a little bit, but I guess it always makes sense to be more powerful in the game as quickly as possible, as opposed to taking a rest and then leveling up, or making a move and then leveling up.
Well, after you have to technically take a rest in order to level up. But after the fight, and you're all just sort of as a whole town just kind of now waiting around for the rain to stop. You can have conversations, and we will count this as a short rest.
Nice.
So you will have a chance to level up. In fact, while everyone's sort of thinking of a few conversations they might want to have with the people around Rose, Grom, or even the soldier that was captured, that had kind of helped Kryon out. As you're sort of thinking of that, why don't we get Kryon leveled up here?
Nice.
So yeah, why don't you roll a hit dice, Kryon, in your character sheet. A hit dice will be kind of underneath your hit points.
Underneath my hit points, yes, it has a number 3 next to it. Oh no, it's a D8, right?
Yep, and if you just click that word hit dice, that should roll up, and then you get to decide whether you want to take yours or mine.
2 out of 8.
Yeah.
I'll take a chance that I'll get yours, because that was out of 8. That was a poor one, right?
Okay, here's mine. A 3. Yeah. So you're going to gain 4 more hit points, which will take you to a total of 25. And currently, you are up to 18, just currently.
Nice.
You also gain a hit dice for leveling up. You gain a key point.
Nice. So I now have 4. Nice.
And short rest. You gain all of those back. You also gain a slow fall, which means you're going to take a lot less damage if you fall from kind of a great height.
Nice. Where does that slow fall show up? Is that in my kind of abilities section?
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm going to put it in the features and traits, kind of on that right side.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then you have a decision to make at level 4, which is, do you want to increase ability scores, like strength or dex or intelligence or something like that? Or would you like to get a feat?
Yeah, now I had a look.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I had a look at the feats, and some of them were really good, especially the ones that said that if any of my team roll a 1, I can give them the ability to roll again. That was the most attractive out of all of the feats. But then I think maybe ultimately the most attractive thing was improving my dexterity, which improved a whole bunch of other things about my abilities. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct, because monks, their armor class is based on partly dexterity. All of your attacks are based on dexterity. Your acrobatics and stealth and sleight of hand skills would all go up. That's a hard one to ignore.
Yeah, I did do a little bit of reading today, and ultimately, even though obviously everything's attractive about gaining a new ability anywhere, I think I am going to go for improving my dexterity overall.
Beautiful. All right, that is then put at an 18.
Yeah.
All right, which, adds everything up automatically there for you then. Beautiful.
Woohoo! So exciting to level up, you dudes.
All right. Okay, so I think that's everything for the level 4 monk.
And to be clear, the rest of us we did some leveling up business off stream.
Right, yep. They rolled hit points, let me know a few of their new abilities. Although, Elif, Lena has not told me their sort of new spell and ability. It's a secret, evidently.
I can whisper it to you in Roll20. It's just a secret of how I want to use it, but you should know.
Yeah.
You should know because it will be.
Fine.
You'll help me out. No, I'm gonna whisper it to you, Andy.
Okay. All right, you do that. All right. So the rest of you, it's raining hard. The aftermath of the battle is still on your minds. You're crying. You're nursing a few burns still. The rest of you are sort of exhausted and tired, but this short rest is quite nice. So, what would you like to do? If you want to take any hit dice during this short rest, that'll give you some more HP back, which might not be bad for you, Kryon, to expend a couple of those.
So just talk me through that. So what does that mean? I roll a couple of hit dice, and that gives me.
However, right, that'll give you a boost in hit points to your current hit points. You get 4 of them total. And you get half of those back every long rest. So when you sleep tonight, you'll get 2 more back. So you could spend all 4 right now, and get 2 back.
But that would make me kind of weaker in what way?
It just means like the next short rest, you might not have as many to use, and you might need them more even. So it's a little bit of a resource.
Would you hedge your bets and roll 2 and keep the other 2? Is that
you're at 18 and you need 25 maximum. So 2 would probably get you pretty close.
Okay, I'll roll 2. So I'll just
2.
So I'll just hit the hit dice button twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not bad. And 6, 10. All right. So yeah, you're at full hit points then. Beautiful.
Nice.
Connie is just kind of leaning against the platform in the middle of town where he had been fighting that thing, the armored thing, and he is just kind of nursing the wounds that he got in the fight, and just kind of gazing around grumpily at this stinking, rotting town that he's grown to love, I guess. And I'm gonna roll a hit die, the one that I got from leveling up.
Okay. 8. All right.
Is that cool with you, Andy, if we roll the one that we're getting off of the level?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I don't mind that.
If everyone is done with hit dice.
4 hit dice for me. Now I'm done.
All right.
Now if everybody is done with hit dice, I'm going to... Elif is, not Lena. Elif is going to go find Rose.
Okay. She's already sort of directing a few people. She seems to kind of be taking charge of arming a few of the residents of the town. And she sees you come up to her, and she nods, finishes her conversation, and then kind of takes you to the side of one of the awnings where the rain is just sort of splashing down into the mud.
Hey, so it's like really great to see you again after like 7 years, because 7 years is a really long time, especially because I was like only 18. So you just like a huge chunk of my life gone without you. Where were you for 7 years? Like, what the heck? Also, great to see you again.
Elif, breathe, please. Just take a breath.
I mean, I am breathing. I would pass out if I wasn't breathing, clearly. Obviously, I'm breathing. Right?
She smiles, and I can't tell you everything, but just know that I'm coming back. couldn't stay away from this town for too long. Yes, well, it seems like you've grown up a bit and you didn't burn the whole place down. That's good.
I mean, not like for lack of trying, right? No, I wasn't really trying. I did burn down a really, I shouldn't say that really loudly. I burned down an officer's house last night and it was fucking awesome. But like, also like, just I've been gone for a while and I wasn't gone that long. It's not really like that's not like an explanation, Rose. 7 years is a long time. You were like my mother, okay? And you just like disappeared. My parents were trash. They're scumbags. You were the only person I had to look up to, and you just walked out on me.
Elif, breathe. It's okay. I know what I did. I needed to protect you. I couldn't stay here. There was something I needed to figure out on my own. And I did.
Okay. What was that thing? What was that thing, Rose?
Well, there's something big happening. It's not just the war. It's bigger than the war. It's bigger than nations and countries, and there's something happening that's going to be affecting all of us, all people, Wigmolians, Goholnians, Bovalians, everyone. If you give me time, I can set a few things right and let you in on that. But for now, just be happy that we have our town still in one piece.
Cult! Cult! Rosie's in a cult.
You're not there.
And why haven't you killed that one yet?
He's not here. Yeah, because she would have known Connie, right? When Connie was sheriff.
Yeah.
Awkward. Anyway. Awkward. No, okay, but like I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that you were doing something super, 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 super important. But also, like, it was 7 years, and I mean, I don't know. Just, that's not really a good explanation, but I guess I'll try to be patient. Try to let me in on it and trust me. You should trust me. But, okay.
I do. I just need you to take a patient breath. After we get everything settled, after Burden is safe again, I'll let you in on everything, I promise. I'm proud of you. You've done really well without me. Happy to see you again.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I am super, 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 super happy to see you again. Like, ecstatic. It's just also like, I don't know. It's like bittersweet, kind of mixed. But yeah, we can talk about it later. I have, I guess, other stuff to deal with. That turtle man is my friend, and I need to help him with something. So, yeah.
Okay. And Kryon, what were you thinking of doing?
Is that guard around? You know, the guard from a few episodes ago that kind of gave us a little bit of a helping hand. Is he close by?
Yeah, during the fight, he dropped his weapon, and so the townspeople tied him up, captured him. And they're kind of poking him. The goblin with the 2 wolves is over there poking him with a stick right now. But he's awake, and if you want to talk to him, that's fine, yeah.
I'd like to maybe go over and see. I think Kryon goes over and tries to, with the good favor that he's in with the townspeople, see if he can unshackle the guy and take him away from the kind of prodding and jeering that he's receiving, which doesn't seem to be fair when he was nice to us at one point.
Right. There's a particularly kind of old orcish woman who has a rope around him, and she's really giving you kind of the stink eye, but does hand the rope over to you. And if you'd like to untie him, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Kryon kind of nods to the crowd. Thank you. Turns, shares a kind of knowing look with his guard friend, as if to say, keep your mouth shut. We're not completely out of the woods. And says to the crowd, or says to the people gathering, I'll take care of this. I'll talk to him. Don't worry, he'll learn his lesson.
Yeah.
Kryon kind of walks him away from the group.
Okay.
Unties the ropes around his hand. I'm looking at my character sheet. I have, is it 13 pieces of silver and 21 pieces of, what is that, bronze? Brass?
Gold.
What is that?
Yeah,
21
gold.
pieces of gold.
Yeah.
Can I give this soldier guy a piece of gold and thank him and tell him that he probably would do better to get out of sight sooner rather than later?
Yeah, he'll take the gold, and it's maybe a little hard to see in the wet of the rain, but he smiles deeply, and perhaps even a tear kind of forms in his eye, and he wipes that a little bit, and he starts taking off the red and white vestments of the Goholian army. Underneath is just kind of a skinny kid, probably no more than like 18. Some old leather armor. He hands you the uniform and says, I'm gonna go home. That's where I should be. Do what you can to stop all of this. Peacefully. No more Vigmolians or Goholians should die.
Good. Be with your family. That's what matters in these times.
Look, a large number of them, they left this, early in the morning, and they took off east. They were going to accompany something into town. I don't know what it was, but they will return later tonight. Just so you know.
Thank you. We appreciate the information. You should be on your way.
Thank you. And he bows and heads off.
If he's heading away, can I sort of see him moving away?
Right, yeah, you see him sort of duck into an alley, kind of over by where Kryon was talking to him.
Well, because I probably actually would have wanted to talk to him, so I might have been ambling while Kryon was. And maybe I hear like the very last part of that.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. You said that you wanted to go home, and I'm glad that you'll have the chance to, but I have to ask.
Yes.
Have you seen any prisoners, especially any that the higher-ups were taking a particular interest in? A human woman?
They were with a girl. They were walking around. She was giving them... It seemed like she was giving them orders. But it was really probably just a shopping list of sorts, it seemed. Do you know this person?
And I'll describe Kalia briefly. Is that what she looked like?
Yes, exactly.
That is my sister.
Oh.
I believe that she was taken by the Goholians. Do you know where she might be?
They were somewhere kind of on the north end of town when I saw them, probably 3 days ago. And I've not seen her since, but she certainly had guards, soldiers around her the whole time.
Do you know of anywhere on the north side of town where they might keep someone, since she wasn't in the jail?
No, I don't. I would think I would even see if it was one of the buildings over there, but I do not. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. I hope you have safe travels. And I'm actually going to hand him a couple of my rations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I will tell the people of my town about you. If you are ever in Wickamp, please look us up.
Wah, wah.
What? When does this take place?
So that's a reference to our main game world. This takes place probably when the other group got to like Sherstow for the fall thing.
Gosh, I didn't realize it was that far long ago in reference to our main campaign. That's really sad and tragic, and I hate you, Andy.
Wait, are we way far in the past or way far in the future?
A little in the past from the Goats and Dragons, where they are now, yeah.
Basically, Wickamp, that this guard and his family is from, Wickamp gets leveled.
Let's not spoil anything for anyone who might want to catch up. Bad things happen to Wickamp. And
Okay,
that's the thing that produced the sound effect for me of womp womp.
I'm sorry.
And Mikek's like,
sorry.
Good. I hope you can go and be home and be safe.
Okay. And he takes off, running through the alleys down that way.
And I think that the other thing that Mikek would sort of be doing as with that conversation and as he was sort of getting his breath back after the battle would be looking at that ring that he found in the swamp and trying to figure out what it might be.
Yeah, fair enough. You can give me an Arcana check as you're trying to look at that.
17.
17. All right. With the 17, it appears to be a ring of water breathing.
Neat.
With this ring on, you should be able to breathe comfortably underwater.
Nice.
Popping that on a finger.
And you think if it's still on, though, while you're on land, that might get, troublesome.
But does it feel like it activates, or when I put it on, it activates?
With the 17, probably just when you put it on.
Okay. So I might actually sort of quickly put it in a pouch so that it's readily accessible, along with some of like the herbs that I use and things.
Yeah, beautiful. All right.
Okay, you dudes, what do you think? Experienced D&D players, what do you do after a major skirmish battle? Do we get gear? Do we go explore? What do we do?
So we gotta get ready for tonight, right? Because there's a pretty strong implication that something big is happening tonight. Something bad is being moved into town, and that Kalia is involved. I'm totally ready for tonight because I'm a warlock, so I've got all my spell slots back, and I'm totally healthy, and all my resources are back up. What would help you all get prepped?
Well, I feel like I'm ready, but as a noob, I could act like I'm ready and ultimately be moving all you guys into a Leroy Jenkins.
Right.
I don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of where I am is like I can't really get anything else back without it being a long rest, and
which I don't think we have time for.
Yeah, which I don't think we have
time of day it is.
I'm good on equipment. I don't know if there's anything else that will help anyone that we could get. I don't know if there's, I mean, I'm kind of feeling like we're in a bit of a town hero situation.
Yeah, we are.
If there's any equipment that, would be an upgrade for Connie or Elif or Kryon.
Yeah, we're in good favor.
I don't know about any kind of upgrades that Connie needs, but anybody who looks at him would see that he's not feeling perfect right now. Like he's
indigestion.
It could be. I think it's a combination of indigestion and several stab wounds.
That'll do. Yeah.
So I don't know if we have enough favor that, or if Mikek. I mean, I don't know if it's cheating that we have a party member who owns a shop that would have supplies, but
like a pharmacy.
Well, I kind of made the 2 potions that I could make in this time scale.
Yeah.
I do have potions. I don't know if there's any equivalent of Temple of Healing or, priest who might be able to cast a healing spell for us.
Yeah, does Connie have any friends who are priests, Andy?
No. There is Mother Mosey in town. You don't see her in the crowd around you now, but she, as a hobgoblin in town, can offer a little bit of a service. You can also kind of ask around the people here if anyone has anything like that.
And here's the thing: is that Connie, I don't think, is going to go out of his way to look for healing. So this is purely like Adam at table level saying, like, yeah, you could use some healing. But Connie's too proud to ask.
I feel you.
And I'm totally cool with him going into tonight with not full health. But yeah.
Oof. And then Galway, Mikek came over to like halfway through that conversation with me and the soldier boy. Did you pick up on exactly what he was saying, that he knew that there was a crowd coming back later on? Did he give us a specific time? Did he give us a specific number? Not really, right?
Not really. And I think that Mikek kind of came over right at the very end when you had said to him, like, it's probably best for you to just go home now. And it kind of repeated that sentiment and said, but before you go, could you answer my questions a little bit? If you relayed that to me, it's like, well, it seems like everything is happening tonight. We know from Grom that they're bringing the weapon through. We know that Kalia spoke to Old Man Mythenmere and got the path ready for them to go through. And it should be something with winning the war, etc. It makes no sense to me that Kalia would be helping them. They must have captured her and forced her help, but my question is, why her?
I mean, maybe they're using her. Maybe she's being used as a shield in some way, so that we don't just run in and attack them, you know. Lena, can I ask, your character, is she able to throw fire or manipulate? She's able to manipulate fire in some way, right? Create fire? Like, what's the vibe there?
She's able to both create and throw fire with produce flame.
I mean, if we had enough time to create some sort of tinderbox type thing, so that if it starts cracking off, Lena has a place that she can hit and create a huge explosion.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good way of using our time potentially.
That's a good plan. And Elif can. Andy let me do a custom background where I'm an explosive specialist. So Elif can create explosives to damage. It's not to damage people, it's to damage like structures. But I can, with my explosive alchemist kit, create explosives that I could then light with produce flame.
And we also know the exact path, right? Because Old Man Mythenmere said to us, like, she reserved the big sort of main cut through hidden. I like that Old Man Mythenmere runs a farm and apparently like facilitates smuggling operations. That's just his deal.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's Burden.
Yeah. He has like a side hustle with a toll road. What's going on
Pretty
there?
much, yeah. Like he has a no questions asked toll road that I apparently can just use based on favors.
So does Elif need anything to be set up in that regard, or you can literally just start throwing fireballs around at whim, willy-nilly?
I mean, they're like fire, like they're small. They're very small fireballs. I don't have big fireball yet. I will.
Soon.
Next level.
Oh, wow.
I think next level. Yeah, right?
Yeah, fifth.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, okay.
Spell, so fifth level.
But I don't have it yet. But I could spend some of the time before we think that they're coming through setting up explosives with my explosive alchemist kit that I could then be ready to detonate along that path.
And do we, Andy, just based on what...
Does that all seem legit also, Andy? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like a custom background. that we didn't put a lot of thought into.
Yeah. Especially enough to like disable a couple carts or something. Yeah.
To create chaos.
You wouldn't be able to
slow them
like.
down.
Right. Yeah.
This isn't going to be the equivalent of stacking 5 fireballs in that area.
Right. Yeah.
But I also had a question of, do we have a like? I assume from the way that interaction happened that Mikek knows exactly the path that sort of Kalia reserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
That like, maybe there's a couple of, since it seems like he has a couple of smuggling paths, but like I know the one that she seemed to be thinking of specifically. I'd also wonder if, and this is just dirt, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's some old like like the when sort of you don't harvest the corn, but you just sort of let it turn to husk. Basically, it's kind of that brown. Yeah.
But it's not like, this isn't like a paved path or anything.
No, right.
So if you just suggested in some way, Aleph, of like, I could set up explosives, Mikek would also be like, I'm also capable of producing a mean pitfall if we need it.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd spend some time today looking at the path, making some of those checks with my kit to figure out the best places to like lay explosives where they'd be hidden and where it would also create chaos and maybe screw some carts up and then laying those explosives.
Yeah. As you're kind of getting ready to do that too, Grom sort of comes over and kind of sees and listens a little bit to your conversation to hear what you're doing and says, listen, I'm not sure what is coming tonight. I don't even know if it's the actual weapon. It's very good for us to get information before we just start blowing stuff up, I would say.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying that. I love blowing stuff up. I blow stuff up all the time as like a first line of defense and of offense, and it works great, like 100% of the time.
Right, I'm just saying, if we have a chance to peer in a cart and just make sure there's no kids or something, might be.
Well, okay.
Might be good.
All right, Grom. What do you know where this cart is, Grom? Like, we need to.
I heard they're bringing it something in tonight, and that very soon a very, very powerful weapon will be moving through Burden, and I don't know if the two are linked or the same. That's all I know.
Okay.
And we also know from what you told us, Kryon, and the guard told you, and what he told me, it seems like they've been using Kalia as some sort of local resource. So it seems likely that what she said to Old Man Mythenmere is connected. So maybe we have the explosives as a backup plan / coup de grace.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a plan.
Sure. First plan, backup plan.
Those are different. Those are first plan, backup plan are opposed to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
No, they're not. If you've only got like one plan, if you've got one plan, then your first plan is your backup plan, right? Yeah, totally.
So I was thinking that perhaps the first plan might be more the pitfalls and questions, and then the backup plan would be the explosives and general carnage.
Oh.
Yeah, I second that. I second that. I feel like fireballs is last case scenario if things really start to crack off. If we can trap these guys and hurt the least amount of people, especially since we're also trying to save Mikek's sister, you guys.
I would appreciate us not blowing up Kalia.
Okay. I mean, I guess I know what you guys are saying, so I will just lay the explosives, but not blow anything up until we know what's going on, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Could I put forward a potential suggestion? I think there's a chance I might be the fastest in the group and maybe the hardest to spot. What if I go and see if I can get a look at this cart and group of people before they're in the town and we have to start making some real decisions? I might be able to get there get back and be able to tell you guys what we have to deal with. Does that make sense to you guys?
Andy, do we know where they are?
Can a group split, Andy? There's a new question. Can a Dungeons and Dragons group split like that?
Oh, can they?
It's a great question, yeah.
There's like a meme with D&D where it's always like, don't split the party is like a very... so you might die if you split off. You very well could die.
I have no help.
Some of the most fun I've had in D&D has been when I split the party, Dom.
Right, that's the thing, is it's probably safer not to. However, it's so much more fun sometimes to do it. So it's whatever you want. You are totally allowed.
But also just also let me give, and while I absolutely 100% agree that's a fair description from Andy of splitting the party, it should also be noted that while Adam's statement is true, some of the most fun he's ever had in D&D is when his character is like a hair's breadth away from death.
Right.
Yeah.
You could
You're a risk taker.
You could probably go slightly ahead of the group.
Right.
Where if the group sort of set up like a little kind of ambush, maybe you could kind of meet them, a couple minutes away, try to get underneath and look into what they're carrying without being too far away from them.
Yeah, okay.
And so another question, and I'm sorry, this is why I don't tend to do the tactical combat setup, because I have lots of questions. So I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do it. There's still standing stalks of corn in the fields, right? Like they've been harvested, but the stalks are still there. So there's probably a good 5 to 6 feet of standing, also visual cover.
Right, yes.
Though.
Yeah, so, you could easily hide in the kind of corn right next to the path.
And I would think, though, that if in the middle, as they're getting through this, since the path goes through a pair of fields, at about this point, they're going to have almost no visibility.
Right.
They're going to be able to see in front of them and behind them, but there's going to be very little from, any other sort of visibility. So I wonder about trying to lay with mold earth, essentially a giant pitfall here.
Okay.
So say 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
Position ourselves near the entrance of the path, and maybe Kryon could have gone, more out in the fields or in like even the cover of the forest.
Yeah.
Tried to slip in, but that would put him closer to us, and then we would be attacking after the pitfall happened.
Sure.
Also, if Kryon doesn't leave 120 feet of me, I have message. Can I just say that I've always got message up on him? So if there's something that we need to communicate or he needs to communicate to us.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? We have a telepathic ability, the two of us?
A spell, yeah.
It's a spell that it's not telepathic. You have to whisper out loud, but it can make it so that we can communicate as long as you don't leave 120 feet of me.
Oh, well, that could be a great way to get a jump on these guys. I like that.
You also do have guard uniforms available, as several of them have died, and Kryon, you've been given a nice one.
Yeah, I just want to put forward that a 3'6" guy in a guard uniform is probably going to be a giveaway that he's not part of the army. So maybe that's more of a Connie vibe than me. Can you imagine? All like floppy sleeves and like a helmet like bouncing around on his head.
Was one of the guards a halfling, Andy?
No, one was a dwarf, which is the closest.
Similar.
Which would be a little bit big on Kryon, but better.
But also,
you also could get it hemmed.
I was going to say, town heroes. I feel like a little bit of minor tailoring work would be doable.
Sure, right? Certainly. Yeah, you could definitely do that if you wanted to get it nice and fitted before tonight.
So this army would accept dwarf and halfling soldiers, yeah?
Yes, probably not like a bugbear or an Azamar or a turtle, but a halfling, yes.
Fuck these guys.
Well, let's do that, you dudes. Kryon loves a bit of tailoring. He's a fan.
And that gives you a little extra cover.
Yeah.
Can I Can I hop in here with a little bit of business? So, like,
Yeah, cool.
While Mikek, Kryon, and Elif would have been kind of huddling and kind of planning this stuff out, Connie might have been nearby, but
Yeah.
I would suggest that he's been with the classic Connie kind of grimace on his face. He's actually been holding the tinder box with the initials VL on it.
Yeah.
And he's been kind of turning it over in his hand. And I would suggest that he's been kind of reminiscing, and it's been kind of like a montage of times in his time as sheriff when he got injured, and his friend and coworker Vern was right there with him, kind of like telling him, like, you've got to go get some healing. And there's like a montage of several things like this, like out like by a crime scene, like Connie has just gotten stabbed with like a spear sticking out of him, and Vern Loris, the orc, is standing there kind of like gesticulating, like, you're the sheriff, you've got to go get this spear taken out of you. And then like once back in the jail, like in the sheriff's office or whatever, like Vern just hanging his head, like, come on, Connie, you got to do this, right? So this is unfolding in Connie's head as he's turning the tinder box over and over. And now I'm going to do what I hope is a low stakes splitting of the party. Connie is going to slink away. He does not want anybody to know that he's potentially seeking healing, but he's kind of give this like half sigh, half grunt, and he's going to put the tinder box in his pocket, and he's going to say, God damn it, Vern. You always knew what was best for me. And he's going to go try to find Mother Mosey. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. It doesn't take long to convince Mother Mosey to heal one of the heroes of the town at this point. And she'll lay her hands on you, kind of a green light emerges. You get 9 points of healing.
Cool.
Now don't go getting stabbed so much, all right? Darling, you always were getting all bloodied up. Why don't you take it easy, okay? Let them fighting for the other kind of folk.
I don't know, Momo. Is that what Connie calls Mother Mosey?
Why not?
That's my mom's name.
Momo? Oh man.
Tell her.
That's what everyone calls my mom.
She's a hobgoblin now, sorry.
In honor of your mother.
In honor of Tom's mother.
I don't know, Momo. Never been one to run away from a fight, and fights have never been one to run away from me. I don't know what's going on here tonight, but I have a feeling something's coming to Burden. And with Vern gone, I don't know. Think I might have to step up.
Well, may her rugged bless you and keep you, son.
Thanks, Momo. Thanks for the healing. Don't tell anybody I came here for this.
Okay, I won't.
All right. I'll see you later, Momo.
Kryon arrives back in the square, completely replete in his armor, looking fantastic. Gives everyone a little twirl. Clicks his heels together.
Beautiful.
And Connie comes back and joins the others. All right, what's the plan here? Are we exploding shit or guarding shit?
So that's like the backup plan. The backup plan was to explode shit, which is apparently the second plan you make for if the first plan fails is what a backup plan is. I didn't even ever occur to me to do that. I just blow shit up. I think the first plan is for Kryon to sneaky?
Yeah, nice, Elf. I think I'm gonna take a big wide kind of circle of the party and come on in behind them and see if I can just slip in with the marching troops. And at that point, maybe get a message to Elif. Is that right, Elif? What, I can do that?
Yeah, Elif can message you, like kind of almost on a loop, like keep saying like, hey, do you know anything? Do you know anything? And you can respond. That's how that would work. You couldn't like initiate the message, but you can respond to Elif.
It's like a one-way walkie-talkie. It's like a walkie.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's only a walkie, yeah.
It's just
All right.
a walkie.
So why doesn't everyone who wants to stick around and hide for the ambush sort of position where you'd like to do that? And then Kryon, you'll probably set up down here-ish by the woods. And by the time they come up, you sort of join them, it sounds like. And follow
I'm liking
them.
that.
Okay.
I'm liking that.
And then what have we set up for... what have we actually set up prior to this?
So the sort of dotted lines that I was doing there, where I was trying to cut across and then would try to sort of disguise it, because you commented that there's like the ground is matted with these sort of leftover husks of corn from previous years, to sort of then weave that over. And I was planning for that to sort of be about probably a 10-foot deep trench.
Okay.
About where I marked it. So again, about sort of 2/3 of the way through.
Okay.
And other than that, I might actually put a couple of easy to spot, not easy to spot, but like less major works.
Sure.
Because no one else should be coming through here tonight. So entrance paths to the town are kind of cut off.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, and I would have been using my explosive specialistness. That's not a word. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Specialities?
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
To determine basically where I should lay explosives for if we go with the backup plan, to create the most chaos and kind of slow them the most. So where do you, like, how many explosives do you think that would be? And I would have done that.
Okay, yeah, just kind of dotted along this path a little bit.
Yeah.
Then, because again, you're not sure if this is going to be like one big wagon or like a train of like 10 or what exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Elif, Lena, we're currently 100 and about 145 feet away from each other ish.
Yeah, I'm gonna use 120.
So if Elif, you're like right on the edge there, yeah,
kind of hiding.
Kryon can be about there-ish. It looks like.
Okay.
That looks.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. Okay, good.
And then I would be trying to basically be one with the corn, and hide as well as I could here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. Right next to the farmhouse. You are hiding in the fields. Kryon is further off into kind of the muddy grassland almost. Trying not to get about more than 120 feet from you, Elif. If you are set up, then we can skip ahead in time to nightfall.
I think the only other thing that I would mention as a preparation is once the caravan or whatever it was coming through, I will likely use mold earth to make the checkpoint right by us difficult terrain.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that.
So like that would sort of be prepped. I would also, as soon as it was seeming reasonable for time, ready Shillelagh and Magic Stone, my new cantrip.
Right. And so the only spell you haven't used a spell slot in this, right?
No.
You've dug the trenches and stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, and that's the thing is, like, I can have, I think it's up to 3 of the non-permanent effect or of the non-instantaneous effects of mold earth up, but that doesn't apply to like the trenches because the earth is moved.
Right.
I literally moved the earth away and then scattered it around. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds good.
What are the marching orders that you guys would have given Connie for tonight's plan?
Probably once they sort of go in and discover the trench, unless we've heard something else from Kryon, we should move in to subdue / try to secure Kalia first priority, cargo second priority, etc.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it fine that Connie is on the other side of the trail here in a different kind of...
Oh yeah, probably
position?
Good.
Trying to use Dom's idea of angles.
Nice.
Well, let's see.
And we're all cool with the smallest of us going off on his own, putting himself in danger, huh?
Well, my nervousness is, so, Kryon, the army comes, let's say the guys come in here-ish. They come in, Kryon falls into step with them, gets a message to Elif, but at this point, when he's fallen in step with them, he's really in the firing line for you guys, so he's going to need to somehow get away from there to allow you guys to bring in the big guns, unless he's just watching from here and then relaying a message. Not sure.
Yeah, or even just kind of holding, kind of being at the very back of that line. You should be
I could
out
be
of
at the
the
back
way
and
of
then
most of stuff. Yeah.
Depending on what I see as they move through, I could just end up kind of here next to Connie potentially.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what I was thinking, was that you were going to be observing whatever you could, relaying that message, or relaying that any information that you could through Elif, and then that way, since we're not really springing into action until they hit the pitfall, that would probably give you enough time to get to one or the other of us, either over to Connie or over to Mikek and Elif.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
Yeah, let's do this.
You've set everything up. You got the help of the townsfolk. You just double checked in town to make sure that there weren't any other soldiers that might sort of escape or hear about your plan. And to your surprise, there aren't any other soldiers in town. There were 2 that weren't a part of that fight, but were very quickly captured by the townsfolk. The town is actually pretty secure now. You think most of the soldiers left to bring in whatever this is. Just as a heads up.
And I also would assume that Mikek would have had anyone who was capturing soldiers ask them if they had seen Kalia.
Yeah.
But
yep, nothing more than the other guy knew. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we take a 5-minute break before the action starts up?
Well, yeah, let me describe then a few things before, and we'll get a...
Can I suggest that before this, our ragtag group splits up into their various kind of assigned positions, that we have a moment where we're kind of huddled up, and Connie will say, "All right, guys, we can do this. We got a bounty, Kalia. We're gonna find her. We're gonna figure out this weapon situation. All we need to know now is, what are we calling ourselves?"
Great. Love that.
The explosives? The explosives. It's called just the explosives.
I'm not sure if the first name we throw out needs to be the one that we do.
Yeah.
Well, I love your enthusiasm, Elif. I don't know.
The burden brood.
And brood, the burden buccaneers. Mikek, this is something close to your heart. This story.
One might suggest that, given how they think of us, we could go with Beasts of Burden.
Oh, now I like that, because I have some personal kind of resonance with the term beast, because everyone thinks all bugbears are just beasts, which we are. It is true, but also everybody thinks it, so I like that. Yeah.
Turtle.
I like that too.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't do explosives, I guess that's good.
Also, the acronym is Bob, which is fantastic.
That is.
All right, yeah, Bob, we're Bob. All right, everyone, paw, turtle shell, or whatever in the middle, whatever you got.
You want me to lie on the ground?
I think maybe you think your hands are shells. I don't know.
Wait, yeah, let me look closer. Oh, damn! What do you got there? I thought turtles had shells for hands. Is that not the case?
Flippers? Is that the way to say it? Flippers?
I have hands.
Fins?
All right. Paw, flipper, shorthand, fire hand in the middle. On the count of 3, we say Bob. 1, 2, 3. Bob.
Bob, this feels offensive. I have hands.
All right, you each split up into your own areas. You are trying to control your breathing as it's getting tense. The rain has de-escalated. It's just kind of sprinkling and misting at this point. Yeah. Kryon, you see then the caravan, the lights of torches from the soldiers coming up this way, exactly where you thought they would be coming from, just sort of north of the forest over here. It's dark. You feel very good about your chances to slip in sort of the back of them. There is one massive cart being pulled by 6 draft horses. Generally, it's toward the back. Most of the soldiers are in front of it. You think you'd only have to slip by 1 or 2 people to actually look under the giant, massive tarp that is covering something up in that cart. Would you like to try to sneak in there?
Yeah, let's do that. What would that be? Is that a stealth roll?
Yeah, stealth check.
And I've got message up on you, so you're kind of just constantly hearing Elif going in your head. What's up? Really quietly, so as not to distract you, but so that you can respond.
Okay.
Come on, Daddy.
A 9, okay.
Have you ended up with inspiration at any point?
Elif has got inspiration.
That wasn't fishing for that. That was literally, I don't know if he had it and would know to use it.
I don't think Kryon does yet. Well,
I
maybe
used mine in the last battle. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Kryon has it yet. Yeah. Okay. So, Kryon, you're trying to... the 2 soldiers in the back, 2 elves, are talking to each other, and you kind of slip by and you walk up to the back of this thing. One of them catches the sight of you out of the corner of his eye and says, "Oh, hello there. What are you doing? We're not supposed to be so close. Don't forget. Back up just a little bit."
Dom, your face. Oh my god.
What? I did not expect to roll such a poor roll.
We're right before going into break. Of course he would.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, right before break.
Is there some sort of like charisma check? Can Kryon kind of say, can you try and convince them, last minute induction. I'm late, but I'm here for the the thing, the battle.
Yeah, you're here for the thing? Oh, okay.
The skirmish.
The skirmish, sure. Yeah, give me a deception check then.
Oh, God.
We should have taken that goddamn break.
Oh, no.
A 6. Elif, did you want to throw an
I don't
inspiration?
have any. I used it in the last
you
battle.
used it?
You want to give me more? I should stop being honest. Yes, I'm
no,
throwing
you're
him my
good.
inspiration.
Connie, did you have one? I forget. Or did you use it? You might have used it too.
Connie might have gotten inspiration for when he...
For that montage.
For the montage. or for the initial, my insistence that he shouldn't get healed, you would have given me inspiration, and then you would not have been able to retract it when I changed.
Yeah.
It's like double
That would hold up in court. That's a good argument. What? Airtight.
Airtight. Yeah. So, Kryon, yeah, you say that and the guard.
Fucking hell.
We should have just taken a break. Adam was right.
That one's on me. That one's on me.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them says, what are you talking about? What is your name, soldier?
Bob. He just accidentally just spills out of his mouth. Bob Waterson. I'm a friend of Steve's. You know Steve? He's flailing around. Huge droplets of sweat pouring down his face.
Waterson, friend of Steve. No, I'm afraid I don't know any of this. Stay here one moment, and he'll sort of, jog just a little bit past the cart up to kind of the larger garrison, and one of the soldiers on a horse, he starts to speak to him. The other one puts his hand on your shoulder, but he's not exactly looking at you. He's focused on the other guy up ahead.
I gotta say, Bob Watterson is at least less conspicuous than Bob War.
Yeah, Bob War.
Yeah.
I also feel like in this moment, Mikek turns to Ella. So is it going great?
How's it going, Kryon? It's going good?
And Kryon, like through gritted teeth, says, It's not going great. I called myself Bob Wall. I think I got away with it, but they might be on to us. Just to let you know. How are you? How are you guys?
No signs of action here. Keep us posted.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
So it's going great.
So no, it's not going great. It's not going great, Mikek. He thinks they might be onto him. But we'll just give it a little bit. Maybe he can recover it.
So, Kryon, what would you like to do? There's, it seems like there's two kind of officers talking. One of them, one of the ones, the only one in the back now, has a hand on your shoulder. His gaze is focused on his friend and the horse guy talking, and you're kind of right behind the major cart here.
Oh, I mean, what are my options? Can I, if I bounce, then I've blown the whole thing, right? Like they know something's happening.
Maybe.
I've already tried to deceive them. I can't really intimidate.
So I can see sort of what's happening, I assume, like this is out in the open.
It's happening at the back end of the cart. You can't see Kryon at all.
Okay.
You just see the soldiers marching with this giant cart.
By process of elimination, would I kind of know he was somewhere around there? And also, I know it's not going well. He thinks they may be onto him. And I can see the carts, at least, right?
Yeah, you can see the major cart. There's, the furthest soldiers, maybe like, still 50, 60 feet from you. And then Kryon's still like 120 feet or so. But yeah, you can barely sort of make that out. You're kind of racing through your mind, trying to think of how to help him.
Mikek is going to look at Elif and go, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'll try. I'm going to use one of my wild shape charges and shapeshift into a wolf. And then I am going to very, as loudly and aggressively as I can, howl towards the horses.
Make a little distraction.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Trying to spook the horses, and also hoping that the goblin's wolf somewhere in town might echo it.
Yeah. All right. You transform into a wolf. You howl. Give me an intimidation check as Mikek, technically, since you're performing this, and it's kind of a mental thing. Give me, Mikek's intimidation with advantage.
Okay. Oof, duh.
A 7. You hear a roar, and then from somewhere further in town, more roar, roar, roar. You don't think you spooked the horses, but you did cause them to stop. They kind of reared back, like Kryon, the guy right next to you, is now kind of looking around. He takes his hand off your shoulder, listens. He pulls out a sword and starts to walk away slightly from you. You probably have an opportunity to try something if you'd like.
I mean, he has pretty good stealth. Would that be the thing to roll?
Yeah.
A dexterity roll to just try and get into some deep cover as close as that is?
Yeah. I mean, you're right behind the cart. You could dive under the tarp if you wanted to jump in the cart, or even try to latch onto the bottom of it, or you could just book it and run away.
I like the idea of jumping onto the bottom of it. That's very Indiana Jones. I'll do that. I'll roll a dexterity check. Is that the one to do?
Yeah, give me
an acrobatics check.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check. It's probably a little better for you. Yeah.
Okay, come on, luck
God,
change.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, ran over by the cart.
All right. Do I have inspiration for not murdering you with my brain the last time you didn't give me inspiration?
No,
I think that is
don't.
also an airtight argument.
Thank you, Lita.
You didn't. Yeah. You roll quickly underneath the cart, latch on to the bottom of it. However, you hear a clank clank as there's kind of like a trap door that you just latched onto with your hands. You fall smack into the mud. Give me a dexterity saving throw as the horses start up again, to see if you can hold on to this now trap door underneath, dragging through the mud.
You remember back in session 2 or 3, Dom, when you said that you thought you felt like you were in good hands, in Andy's hands?
And Adam and I were like, no, that impulse is wrong and will lead you to bad things.
So just click on the word dexterity there. Nice.
Oh, not bad. Not terrible. Not terrible.
A 16. A 16 is one more than you needed. Which means your going up in dexterity tonight was definitely the right move.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
So
the worm has turned.
You latch on underneath the cart to a trap door. It opens underneath you, or from the top of you. You fall back into the mud, but are just barely able to hang on to the wood. It jingles a bit, but you scramble up this little trap door, shut it again, and you are inside now the cart itself, underneath the tarp. And the first thing that hits your senses, it's dark in here, but it's a powerful kind of musty, wet fur smell.
Mm-hmm.
And then something next to you, something giant, moves
Oh my god.
just a little bit. And you hear a...
Hang on. Is this like a presidential cart? Are they bringing through the president of the United States? And it's kind of.
And
You
that's
said
the-
it's wet fur, right? Smells of wet fur.
Yeah,
Made
yeah.
a mild grunting noise.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Musty smell.
Yep. 100%.
It's a presidential parade. I'm sorry. Let's not bring politics.
No, please.
We love it. It's fine.
Let's always bring in politics.
As the wind kicks up, there's a flap then toward the front of the cart that kind of billows. A bunch of the firelight from the soldiers now bounces off of what you are in here with. And you see the face in front of you of a giant elk. An incredibly massive but beautiful creature.
Mm.
and you see the manacles on its hooves, similar in make to the ones that shocked you and your friends in the Burden prison. This seems to be the precious cargo coming into town tonight, and you're not at all sure what to make of it. And hey, why don't we take a break there?
Interesting.
Okay.
So a huge deer is basically what's the cargo?
Giant horns. Yeah. It seems to be sedated or almost sleeping at the moment. Yeah, and it's manacled with those shocky manacles. Yeah.
Always a great sign.
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's take a break there. Go to the bathroom, get something to drink. Come on back. 10 minutes or so. And
sorry about the rolls, you dude. Sorry about the rolls. I'll be better in the second half.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Don't apologize.
Bad rolls. So close.
Bad rolls are so fun. They're my favorite part of D&D.
Yeah, that was really close.
Yeah,
I love it.
We'll be back in just a moment, everybody.
All right, I'll see you in a sec. Thanks.
This has been Dom and Dragons, presented by Helpful Goat Gaming. If you enjoyed what you heard and want to hear more, check out our main Dungeons & Dragons campaign, The Fates of Rin, right here in the Goats & Dragons podcast feed. You can also check out our other podcast, Helpful Goat Presents, where we play one-shots, shorter campaigns, as well as have conversations about D&D and role-playing in general. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Helpful Goat. And if you want to hear us play live, you can follow and subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/helpfulgoat. You can also chat with us and other Helpful Goat fans in our brand new Discord, or donate to our Ko-fi page to help us keep creating content by clicking the links in this episode description. And last but not least, please consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, or Stitcher. We are a small independent game design firm and would really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Is that celery you got down?
A little piece of celery.
Nice.
Fruit smoothie, generally of blackberries and blueberries. There's a bunch of turmeric and cayenne pepper in there because I fucking love spicy shit.
Nice.
And the rest of the tequila. That's tequila and coke. Is tequila and coconut water. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. God damn it, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheers, Adam. I know. I don't. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Lena. Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers, going. No. It's probably about that much tequila. The rest of it is coconut water.
Awesome.
I'm English, but I'm not Keith Richards.